So we're just going to cover how to name carboxylic acids and a few of their derivatives. And if you haven't watched the video on how to name alkanes yet, or don't know how to name alkanes, I suggest you watch that first. That's going to be very helpful. So carboxylic acids are what we have here. They're part of the carbonyl family, where we have our carbonyl carbon double bonded to our oxygen, which is then bonded to a hydroxyl group, OH. Sometimes you see them written like this, where it's COOH, COO as I like to call it. These two molecules are the same here. This is just shorthand for this molecule right here. And we name them, pretty easy. It's like anything. There's a prefix denoting the number of carbons, and there's a suffix denoting what kind of molecule it is. In this case, the suffix is anoic acid. So this is butanoic acid. And it's important to remember that we don't need to put a position here, because inherently a carboxylic acid has to be at the end of the molecule. Now, if we have a substituent, say we have a methyl group right here, we number things as such that the carboxylic acid is the number one carbon by definition. So this would be a methyl-3 position, making this 3-methyl. Oh my god, I can't spell methyl. That's terrible methyl, but butanoic acid. It's relatively simple. Now, like I said, there are some carboxylic acid derivatives that I think you should know about, but they don't necessarily warrant making their own naming video. So the first is a carboxylate ion, or carboxylate salt, depending on exactly how it's shown to you. So if we have butanoic acid here, and we deprotonate it, so we lose that proton, we have an ion here, which is known as a carboxylate ion. Specifically, this would be butanoate. So you take the acid name, butanoic acid, you lop off ic acid, put 8 there, butanoate. Now, if this is also shown with a counter ion, say sodium counter ion, this is now, my pen is really dying, sodium butanoate, sodium butanate, however you want to pronounce that. Next are what's known as acyl halides, or usually acyl chlorides is what you see them as, or sometimes called acid chlorides. It's carboxylic acid derivative, where instead of the OH we have a halide. Usually you'll see a chloride there. The way we name this is you just take your carboxylic acid name, so butanoic acid. We get rid of ic acid again, put a YL there, and we put the type of halide in it. So it's a chloride in this side. Chloride. So this would be butanoyl chloride. Or if there's a bromide, butanoyl bromide. And lastly, what I want to talk is anhydrides. Anhydrides are essentially two carboxylic acids that got smushed together and gave off water, which is why they're called anhydride. Like they're missing water, essentially is what it's saying. And they look like this, where we have an oxygen that on either side is bound to a carbonyl. So this would be ethanoic anhydride, because you take the name of one of these. If this one's symmetric, so we only need to do one. So this would be ethanoic acid. And yeah, my pen is on its last leg. Ethanoic acid. We'd remove the acid portion and say anhydride. Now, if this was not symmetric, so say, or actually, I'm sorry, these wouldn't even be ethanoic acids. I just realized that. Sorry about that. This wouldn't even be ethanoic anhydride, because there's 3 here. We have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. These would be propanoic. Man, caught myself there. These would be propanoic anhydrides. I am so sorry about that. Now, what if one of these was different? They weren't symmetric. So now we'd have what was a butanoic acid, and then what was a propanoic acid that we smushed together right here, and we lost water. So we're going to name that as butanoic, propanoic, and looks like it's come back to life. Acid, or not acid, I'm sorry, anhydride. So you take their acid names, put the one that is alphabetical first. So butanoic, right here, propanoic, this one, because B comes before P in the alphabet, anhydride. It's that easy. Hope you enjoyed this video and it was helpful to you, and hit that follow button for more.